Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out an early preview version of a game called Dark Deception. It's currently on Kickstarter and is a first-person horror game, but a little bit in a different way than you've generally seen in the past. And I think that the developer, Glowstick Games, really did quite a good job to implement a unique twist on an old formula. Essentially what this is, as I turn away from this horrifying monkey face here, this is essentially a first-person Pac-Man game with all manner of spooks and specters that will be chasing us in the final version. As of this moment, though, things are a little bit toned down just for the sake of it being a preview. But this game has a lot of character. The engine in it seems really well done. The way that the whole feel of it is quite cohesive. That's a very horrifying picture that we've got right there. There's some bananas. Makes sense. Alright, let's look around a little bit and see what is going on. So I should warn you, I have played a little bit of this. It is quite spooky. If you are prone to being jump scared, well, I have a feeling there might be a little bit of that. So, you know, just be warned. You go up, join fun. I will also say that I'm a little bit difficult to generally convince when it comes to horror premises. This one did the job very well. And in a very, very short amount of time, I found I was having a lot of fun and was kind of hooked, and really would love to see this go further. So we've got a little bit of voiceover here.
Those are soul shards, fragments of spirit scattered through the halls of this little maze. Gather them all, and the first ring piece will be yours. One more thing. You're not alone. There's a monster in here. A little something I plucked from your worst nightmares. And it's looking for you. This is the point where you start running for your life.
Okay, I actually really like the voice acting here. It's really appropriate for the situation, and I can't help but have a few moments channel, number one, that one Doctor Who episode. I'll calm down, I'll get to it in a second, lady. And number two, this statue is so Devil May Cry / Bayonetta that it's freaking awesome. I don't know, something about just the design of it, the intricate detail on it, the fact that it's got that purple light emanating from somewhere, and this freaking orb is awesome. Anyway, as you've probably gathered, we're gonna break through these boards, the music's gonna kick in, and we're gonna begin gathering the soul shards, and things will get a little bit hectic as we're running through these dark corridors very quickly. So one of the things that's really important here is the audio of this game, and the audio, so far as I can tell from what I've played, is really good. You need to have that stereo positional thing going on where you can hear the little clicking and clacking of the monster that's chasing me, perhaps monsters, as things wear on. I'm not entirely sure actually how that works, but you need to be able to know which direction they're coming from, and there's one. So that one got really close to me. I believe we do get 5 lives before you are completely out of the game, so you do have a few opportunities if you screw up. And I will screw up at one point. I don't know when it's going to happen, but one of these dark corners is going to hide a monkey with a knife. And there was one very close to me. The music is escalating. I know it's probably not helping very much that I'm talking over it all. It's not helping me either. Yeah, I tried to turn away. It didn't quite happen. But it's not helping me either that I'm talking over it and I can't actually hear what direction the slicing sounds are coming from. But it really does a great job at ramping up the intensity as you get further in. I think if I was to have one complaint, and I don't know if this really counts as a complaint, but I mean, I kind of wish there were just a few more lights, and I completely understand why there aren't. But I find it maybe a little bit frustrating that there's a few alleys that if you go down, you just might not be able to see anything there for a second and just kind of walk right into it. That might just be, you know, me being inflexible, and maybe I just need to learn to cope. Probably that, in fact. But, you know, maybe, just kind of wish I could see a little better, that's all. Oh, she even yells behind you, isn't that nice? I'm actually a little surprised they didn't go for something a little bit more intricate as to, like, having you running through various rooms and such. Because essentially, well, all you've got here is these corridors, which are very labyrinthian and spread out. And, oh, I passed that corridor back here. That happens to have a few. Might as well grab those. There are no power pills as well, in case you're wondering. There are some very large, like, rubies that we'll run into, but they're just a set of, I think it's 10 shards at once instead of the usual one. So I'm not really sure that those have hugely, like, any real point, but, you know, for now anyway, they just serve as something to focus on that's a little different from the usual soul shards. I wonder too if that sound of collecting the shards might actually be a little distracting from trying to hear where things are coming from. I don't know, again, that might be one of those situations where it's just me and I need to get used to it, but I'd be curious to know what your opinions are on that as well. Alright, so we're gonna go down this way. You do have to find yourself looking at the map an awful lot, which certainly makes it harder to see what's in front of you. Oh! Yeah, see...
Let them stab you in the face.
It helps if you don't let them stab you in the face. That is actually quite true. So, I mean, you kind of get the basic premise. From what I can tell in the final version, we're going to have a bunch of different environments, all of them sprawling and labyrinthian with a variety of nightmares to chase you. And honestly, that might be just good enough. Like, I don't really feel that this needs to be elevated to any other position. What it is right now, at this exact moment, is actually incredibly fun. And I didn't really think that I would be able to say that, just given, like, how obvious this premise is to do. Nobody's really done it before this way. So, it's well done. The production values are high, the audio, the visuals, everything really comes together lovely. And I just kind of want to see more. I guess if I was to say anything, maybe it would be kind of nice if the environment for this hotel area was... Oh, you can see... I didn't realize you could see him on the map there. I saw a red dot. I kind of wish maybe that this hotel setting was smaller and maybe there were just more environments for the sake of diversity. But again, like, I understand there's constraints, and developing a game like this is obviously, well, there's a lot of work that goes into making the textures and the sound effects and the setting and all of the things that go into it, and this is very well realized, so for the moment, I mean, I'm just very happy with what we're given. And I would just like to see more of this. So that's, I guess, what I would encourage you guys to do is, if you want, go give this preview version a download. I will, of course, have a link to the Kickstarter page. And, you know, after the Kickstarter ends, anything else that might be useful as a supplementary link. And you guys should go give this a try and let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I'd love to know if you have any ideas of what could make this more interesting or unusual or entertaining for you guys. I find it very scary, actually, which is also a thing that I'm not really used to. Oh, see, I stared at the map for way too long there. So we got a bit of a game over, and we get our credits. Thanks for playing our demo, and then we can just hit replay and give it a try again. Oh, I didn't realize quite how loud those the scissors slicing or the knife slicing were in my ear, but I guess now that that's over, kind of glad. For a moment, take a little rest. It's a very intense bit of running, and a lot of running, in fact, to be done before you're safe, and 500 shards, or 499 shards, is a bit of a task ahead. But I'm confident eventually I'll be able to pull it off. I'm really looking forward to trying this, actually. Like, I really want to see the full version. I want to see how this shapes up, and I hope you guys are kind of excited for it as well. So definitely, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it, leave a comment, and let me know what you think about this premise. If you think it was well executed, if there's something you would do differently, or if you think that there's any kind of advice or criticism that you think the developers should hear. I love to just have that discussion, even if the developers don't get to check it out themselves. I like to know what you guys are talking about and thinking, because it helps me kind of form, you know, what the general consensus is on ideas like this. I think it's really critical that they got the visuals right here, and I feel like they nailed them. Everything about this seems pretty much perfect. Like, I don't really see any imperfections. All the texture work is really well done. Everything is kind of shiny and stylized, and I don't know, it just feels really good. Anyway, I look forward to seeing more. I hope you do as well. Make sure you check out the link in the description. I'll be back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic night. I'll talk to you all later.